with my STI now, looking more like the Evo with this scooped hood, and running as a daily driver. I drove it to the Super Nationals yesterday for the first round of qualifying, and might be the first one to say shout out to the family of Scott Coletta, killed today in qualifying. Look, there's a baby seat. May he rest in peace. It really shook me up when I heard that someone was killed today. My thoughts go out to his family and the entire racing community. We have the STI running, and here we are with the Evo back together. It's been quite a process with the car this year. The last time we had it at the track, working with the GT42R and about 1,000 horsepower to the tire, I cracked another rod directly in half. It was an aluminum rod failure of a Grodin rod, which just basically had a porous issue in between the rod. I'm preparing the car right now for pinks all out on July 25th, I believe, at Englishtown. I'm one of the lucky 400 to get in. And in order to make this car more reliable, more consistent, and easier to drive, and easier to get down the track, we've done some pretty radical changes here. Let me get my light. What we've done is we've gone smaller on the turbo, inspired by the greatness of Mr. David Buschur, who has used some small turbos to his benefit recently to get some incredible times on his car and on his customer cars. I have a smaller frame turbo in here than the GT42. My goal is to make about 775 to 800 to the tire. However, have the car working in a lower RPM power band and spooling up quicker between shifts. Therefore, easier to drive and faster down the track. My theory is that with the same weight, the car will actually go quicker with this new turbo. I just wanted to give a moment's word to myself and to all the people watching, because I'm the guy who built this car. I got the short block from Buschur, and wanted to say thank you to Buschur, Shep Racing, SuperTech Valves, Excetti Clutch, Drive Shaft Shop, and all my sponsors, because without them, none of this would be possible. But I wanted to point out that I wrenched the car, I tune the car, I drive the car, I put the car together, I come up with the money somehow to pay for the shit when it breaks. And I wanted to point out to those of you who are watching, considering hiring a tuner, that this type of experience of putting together a car like this and working on it, blowing it up, taking it to the track, figuring out how to get it to go faster, this is the type of experience that can make you learn a lot about motors and tuning. What we're going to do right now, I just built the motor, I finished putting it together today. What we're going to do right now is we're going to try to fire up the car and see if it runs. It's probably the most exciting time in a Buschur engine's life is when you first go to fire it up. Usually it happens without a glitch. I've taken this motor apart so many times back and forth that it's usually not a problem. Just by way of reference, the intercore pipe is not on the car right now, and we have no downpipe, which we need to fabricate for this new turbo location, slightly different location than the old one, and slightly different discharge V-band. So let's see if the car starts up, shall we? This is a lot of fun. This is the part I really enjoy. Let's get into the vehicle. Of course, whenever I'm ready to work on my vehicle, I have the well-worn Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Service Manual in the vehicle ready to go, because I torque every fastener according to factory specs. I gotta plug in my AEM box. I unplug it when I'm working on the car to make sure that nothing unfortunate happens to the box. Connecting it, disconnecting the battery, etc. and so forth. Now we're getting ready to fire it up. Let's plug the AM back in. Okay. This is always a very exciting aspect of the performance scene. What happens when you go to start the car? Of course, there are long hours of work and toil and effort that have been made in the last 10 days to put this car together, all done by myself. And as you can see, it's Saturday night after all the customers' cars are tuned, and after I spend time with my family and do everything that you have to do in life. Now, this is my passion. I'm here with my car all by myself. Gonna start it up, try to get it to hold idle, and then jump out of the car quickly to see if anything's leaking. Shouldn't be. I haven't had any problems when we started up in the past, but let's see what happens. Maybe the battery is dead. That's happened before after the car sits for a long time. Wow. That's what you call Buschur and Dyno Flash power, baby. No problem right there. The car's going to have some smoke coming off of it because the engine blew up the last time, filled the exhaust header with oil. So let's see if we can get it to catch an idle, and I'll hopefully jump outside and we'll look for leaks. But so far, a very uneventful startup, as it always is with Buschur products, the best you can buy. This car sometimes takes a while. You gotta warm it up a little bit to let it catch an idle. So I'm hoping it's gonna catch a lopey idle here for me to get outside the car and see if there's any leaks. That's a very important part of our process here. The car's still up on the lift. Oh, wouldn't it be Murphy's Law? Just as I get to the car, it starts. All right, let's stop. So let's see if we can get it started again. Let's see. I think I gotta give it a little bit of a stab of the throttle when I'm starting it here. Not bad for a race car though, with huge 1600 injectors and big cams. Looks good. Not bad for my new engine puppy here. The smell of BP import filling the facility. Well, let's take a look around. Right now, I won't hold the idle without the intercooler pipe on. So let's just take a look around and visually observe everything. Everything looks to be in good shape. No leaks. Everything is working good. I'm very happy. It started up very well. Our timing belt is nice and tight. No leaks. Well, it's time to fabricate our downpipe. Thank you for watching this video. I wanted to say thanks again to Buschur Racing for all their assistance and support, and thank you to all the customers of Dynoflash for your loyal patronage. I really appreciate your business. If it wasn't for the customers, we would not be able to continue the racing program, obviously. So thank you, and we'll see you. Our next stop is the SummerSlam event at Raceway Park, July 4th weekend. We'll hope to have this car out there and running mid-9s with this little small turbo in a reliable fashion, getting ready for the Pink's All Out show.